I was selling my furniture to pay a surprise bill. My girlfriend came home with designer bags. I almost broke up with her. They say bad things happen in threes. For me, it was twos. But they were big twos. First, my car. A reliable, boring sedan that I needed to get to work. I started it on Tuesday, and it sounded like a skeleton falling down a flight of stairs. The mechanic didn't even look up from his clipboard. Transmission, he said, and the head gasket is shot. For $1,500 to fix it. Minimum. Second, the dog. Buster. He's a rescue mutt, usually bulletproof. On Wednesday, he ate a sock. Not just a sock. A wool hiking sock. It got stuck. Emergency surgery. The vet bill was $3,200. I sat at my kitchen table on Thursday night. I had a spreadsheet open. My emergency fund was $1,000. My checking account had $400 until payday. I was in the hole for nearly $7,000. I felt that cold, heavy stone in my stomach, the kind that makes it hard to breathe. I looked around my apartment. I didn't see a home anymore. I saw assets. I looked at my gaming PC. I built it myself. RTX 4090 graphics card. Liquid cooling. It was my baby. Sell it, my brain said. That's maybe $2,000 if I part it out quickly. I looked at my guitar in the corner. A Gibson Les Paul Studio. I'd had it since college. I wrote my first song on it. Sell it, my brain screamed. A pawn shop might give me $600. eBay maybe $900 if I'm lucky. I was spiraling. I was calculating how much plasma I could donate in a week before I passed out. Then my girlfriend, Bella, walked in. Bella works in fashion marketing. To me, that meant scrolling through Instagram and judging fonts. She always looked perfect. Hair done. Nails done. Outfits that matched in ways I didn't understand. I was sitting in the dark, vibrating with anxiety. We have a problem, I said. She paused, taking off her coat. She looked at the spreadsheet on my laptop. Buster, she asked. Buster is fine. My bank account is dead. The car and the dog combined. We need almost $8,000, Bella. Immediately. She nodded. She didn't look panicked. She looked thoughtful. Okay, she said. We need to budget. Yes, I said, relieved she understood. Exactly. We need to budget. Zero spend. We lock it down. I'm going to list the PC and the guitar on eBay tonight. She frowned. She looked at the guitar stand. Don't sell your guitar. You love that thing. You play it when you're stressed. I love eating more, I snapped. We have to liquidate. No eating out. No Ubers. And definitely no shopping. She looked at her phone. A notification popped up. Her eyes lit up. Right, she said, distracted. Totally. Look, I have to go out tomorrow morning. Early. Go out? Where? There's a sample sale in the city. It's invite only. The brand is Louverture. They never do public sales. I stared at her. My brain short-circuited. Did you hear a word I said? I whispered. I am selling my possessions to pay for the dog's stomach surgery. And you want to go to a sample sale? It's important, she said, typing furiously on her phone. I have to get there by 5 a.m. to get a wristband. Bella, we have no money. I have money, she said dismissively. I have my savings. I'll cover the entry fee. Don't worry about it. I am worrying about it. You're going to go buy clothes while we're drowning. She looked at me. She rolled her eyes. You're being dramatic. I told you. We need to handle the budget. This is me handling it. Trust me. She walked into the bedroom to pick out her outfit. I sat there, alone. I felt like I was dating a stranger. A selfish, delusional stranger. She left at 4:30 a.m. I heard the door click shut. I didn't sleep. I got up at 6. I took pictures of my guitar. I wrote the eBay listing. Mint condition. Never gigged. Need cash fast. I listed it for $850 buy it now. I couldn't afford to wait for an auction. Typing those numbers felt like admitting defeat. I was 30 years old, and I was selling my joy to survive. I spent the day pacing. I checked my bank account 3 times, hoping for a miracle. It was still empty. I texted Bella at noon. How much did you spend? No reply. I texted her at 2 p.m. Please tell me you didn't buy anything. No reply. By 4 p.m., I was angry. Not just annoyed. Furious. I was here, sacrificing, stressing, sweating. And she was out playing Pretty Woman in the city. I started looking at apartments. Cheaper ones. Studios. Maybe I needed to break the lease. Maybe we needed to break up. If she couldn't take a crisis seriously, how could I build a life with her? At 5:30 p.m., the door opened. Bella walked in. She looked exhausted. Her hair was messy. Her makeup was smudged. She was limping. And she was carrying bags. Huge, glossy, heavy paper bags. 4 of them. The logos were printed in gold foil. Louverture, Celine, Balenciaga. She dropped them on the floor with a heavy thud. My feet, she groaned, kicking off her sneakers. I stood in line for 6 hours. I thought I was going to die. A woman elbowed me in the ribs. I looked at the bags. Then I looked at her. You bought designer bags, I said. My voice was ice cold. I did, she said, rubbing her arch. Give me water? I'm dehydrated. You spent thousands of dollars, I said, my voice rising, while I was listing my computer on Craigslist. I didn't spend thousands, she said. Well, I did, but... Are you insane? I shouted. I couldn't help it. We are $7,000 in the hole. I am literally selling the things I love, and you come home with purses. They aren't just purses, Mark. There. I don't care. It's selfish, Bella. It's incredibly, childishly selfish. I told you we needed to budget. I told you we were in a crisis. I pointed at the door. I think you should go, I said. I can't do this. I can't be with someone who lives in a fantasy world. She stopped rubbing her foot. She looked up at me. Her expression changed. The tiredness vanished. She looked bored. Are you done? She asked. Yes, I'm done. Good, she said. Because you're an idiot. She reached into the biggest bag. She pulled out a handbag. It was small, blue, and looked like it was made of lizard skin. Do you know what this is? She asked. A waste of money. This, she said, holding it up like a trophy, is the Louverture Icon Mini in electric blue. It was a limited run from 2021. They had one left in the warehouse because it has a microscopic scratch on the buckle. So, she said, retail price is $3,500 because it was a sample sale, and because I got there at 5 a.m., and because I fought a woman named Karen for it. I paid $400. I blinked. Okay, so you only wasted $400. We don't have $400. She pulled out her phone. She opened an app one didn't recognize. It looked like a Discord chat room filled with transaction logs. I didn't buy it to wear it, Mark. I hate blue. She turned the screen to me. It was a listing. Sold. The second I had the bag in my hand. I snapped a proof picture, she said. I posted it on the reseller Discord I'm in. Direct invoice sent and paid. It sold in 3 minutes. I looked at the number in green. Sold price, $2,800. I stared at her. You sold it. I flipped it, she corrected. Minus fees and shipping. That's a $2,200 profit. In 4 hours. She reached into the next bag. She pulled out a pair of sneakers. They looked ugly. Chunky and neon. Balenciaga Triple S, she recited. Last season colorway. Got them for $150 because the box was crushed. Just invoiced a buyer for $900. They already paid. She kept going. A trench coat. Bought for $200. Sold for $1,200. A silk scarf. Bought for $50. Sold for $300. I spent $1,200 of my savings this morning, she said, tallying it up on her fingers. Total gross sales, roughly $6,500. Net profit should be around $5,300. She looked at me. She looked smug. She looked powerful. I told you I would handle the budget, she said. You thought budget meant starving. I meant budget, as an operating capital. I sat down on the couch. My legs felt weak. You made $5,000 today. $5,300, she corrected. Give or take. The money hits the account in 48 hours, once I scanned the shipping labels. She kicked the bags toward me. So take down the eBay listing, she said. Keep the guitar. Keep the computer. We'll be short maybe $1,000, but we can put that on a card for a month until my next check. I almost broke up with you, I whispered. I know, she said. You were being dramatic. I forgave you because you were hangry and stressed. But you owe me. I owe you everything, I said. I had no idea. You think I spend hours on my phone looking at memes? She scoffed. I'm tracking trends, Mark. I know exactly what sells. I know the arbitrage margins on luxury goods better than you know your stocks. She stood up and walked over to the kitchen. She opened the fridge. We're out of wine, she noted. I'll buy wine, I said, jumping up. I'll buy a winery. Just a bottle is fine. And maybe order the expensive sushi. Later that night, the living room was quiet. The bags were packed up, shipping labels printed and attached, ready to go to the post office in the morning. We were on the couch. Bella was lying with her feet in my lap. I was massaging her arches. My feet are ruined, she muttered, eyes closed. That woman, Karen? She stepped on me with the heel to get to the scarves. It was war. You're a veteran, I said, digging my thumb into her heel. Thank you for your service. She opened her eyes and looked at me. The smugness was gone. Her expression was soft, serious. Mark, yeah, I saw you yesterday, she said quietly, when you were taking pictures of your guitar. I stopped massaging. Yeah, it was rough. You looked like you were going to cry, she said. You love that guitar. You've had it since before we met. It's part of you. It's just stuff, Bella. I had to pay the bills. She sat up. She reached out and cupped my face with her hands. Her palms were warm. It's not just stuff, she said. It's your happiness. I wasn't going to let you sell it. I wasn't going to let you strip your life down to nothing just to survive. I looked at her. I saw the exhaustion in her eyes. She hadn't stood in line for 6 hours for the thrill of the deal. She did it because she saw me breaking. You did all that. I swallowed the lump in my throat. You fought Karen for a scarf, so I could keep my guitar. I'd fight 1,000 Karens for you. She smiled. It was a sweet, genuine smile. You're the budget guy. You keep us safe. But today I needed to be the shark. I pulled her into a hug. I buried my face in her neck. I love you, I mumbled. And I'm sorry I called you selfish. I know you are, she said, kissing the top of my head. Also, I can't take all the credit. I pulled back. What do you mean? My friend Jess, she said. You know her? The one you think is flaky. The one who works in PR? Yeah, she's been doing this for years. She sat me down last month and showed me the ropes. The Discord servers, the authentication apps. She even let me post the listings under her trusted seller account so people would actually pay me instantly. Jess, I asked, incredulous. The one who drinks mimosas at 11 a.m.? Yup. Bella laughed. She calls it liquid courage for the auction bidding. She told me exactly which sale to hit today. I was just following her lead. She leaned back against the cushions, looking satisfied. Speaking of leads, she said, checking her phone. Oh no, there's a warehouse sale next weekend. Supreme Archive drop. It's going to be insane. Okay, I said. Good luck. No, she shook her head. Not good luck. Good team. What? I need you to come with me, she said. Limit is 2 items per person. If you come, we can buy 4. We can double the profit. I looked at her. I looked at the packed boxes by the door. I looked at my guitar, safe in its stand. You want me to stand in line at 5 a.m.? I asked. I want you to be my mule. She smiled. And I'll buy you breakfast after. I laughed. The anxiety was gone, replaced by something better. Confidence. I'm in, I said. Partner. She leaned back against my chest. Good boy.